Hey, what's going on to all of my Forex family out there, especially those out there? Shout out to everybody using the Green Tomatoes software by Cynthia Macy. Um, Make sure you look in the description down below and you'll see the link where you can purchase the software if you like it after I do a quick tutorial here. And welcome, this is Sean Rico with Sean Rico Forex. So I wanted to go over something the other day that a couple of my friends family members had a little issue with. It was what was this past Friday? This past Friday was October the 23rd. I had a couple of people I know that got into the Great Britain USD trade, and unfortunately, they lost some money hopping in the trade. Now, there's something I wanted to show you why the trade didn't go the way that they thought it was going to go. And even if you're using the green tomato system or the advanced or the extra advanced green tomato system, even though the indicators let you know that it was going up and you have your big green dot parabolic, there's something that everybody missed. So let's start off with the crosshairs. So like I said, I like to use over here, you see where this is a generator, a trade generator bot I use because I want to know the actual time. And then all this right here, you see the shaded gray, that's London going into the US session. So that is two extra indicators I'm using on top of the green tomato system. Like I said before in my other videos, I like this because it's more of a visual. Let me know when 2 o'clock hits all the way to 3, or it says 1500, which is 3 o'clock military time. So I'm on Central Time Zone, so that's why mine that looks like that. The East Coast will look different. So here's one where everybody, well, I'm sure it's more than just my friends and my family, but there's a lot of people that probably might have got faked out by this. So, but here's what everybody I think missed, and you got to pay attention to everything, right? So right about here, we're looking at, I'm going to line up my crosshair. If you look over to the far left, it says Friday, 23rd October, 2020 at 2 a.m. in the morning. You know, that's when London session kicks off. Like I said, I'm on Central Time Zone, right? So if you look here, you notice that you have the early intro arrow right here. And remember I told you before in previous videos, it just let you know, hey, get ready because you could be getting in. It might be the same candle, it might be a candle or stick or two past that, you know, right? And I'm on a 1 hour time zone because I only like to trade a 1 hour, and I got the trade in London session on a 1 hour, right? So here's the problem right here. So you see all your different supports, right? Support 3, 2, 1. So, and then you got the pivot point, and then of course resistance 1, 2, and 3 is high up. So at 2 o'clock it wasn't ready because what's the number first indicator is the little red parabolic SAR, right? So you're waiting for the big green one, right? So boom, when you get right here to 3 o'clock, if you look to the left, it says Friday, 23rd October, 2020 at 3 a.m. in the morning. You see this, you're like, boom, okay, it's time to get in, right? However, if you look, it went up a little bit, came down, down, down. Now what happened is a lot of people had, you know, a stop loss. So let's say you happen to catch in right here, right? And by 5 in the morning, between 5 and 6 in the morning, this thing hit almost 37 pips down below, depending on, you know, where you got in it or you hopped in that trade at 3 o'clock. 3 hours later, and if your stop loss was anything more than 30, then you got stopped out and you lost. But once again, if you use the green tomato system and you really pay attention, there's a reason why you want to got in with the green parabolic SAR. Now, let me put my crosshair back here. So we're going to line it right up where we got the parabolic SAR, right? Now, if you look, of course you have the green candle, right? Good. You have the green parabolic, SAR, right? And then you see the green line underneath that, that's the trend, I think it's called the trend slope, right? And then if you look down at your RSI, the RSI is green and it's above the 50. Everything is looking good. And you're like, well, Sean, what's wrong with this? The MACD. The MACD would have told you not to get in this. If you look down at the MACD, right, and remember when you're trading, so the red line or the tomato, Cynthia calls it a tomato. I call it red, orange. If you notice, it's letting you know it's below the purple line. Everything deals with the purple line. If things are above the purple or below the purple, makes all the difference in the world. And if you notice, her the red or the tomato color is below the purple, which is letting you know basically that we're in a downtrend, right? But you're looking, you're like, oh man, up there, we're looking more of going in the uptrend. But that's not even the most important thing, right? It's not the mere fact that it's in a downtrend, but that yellow is called the 4-hour window, letting you know overall average of the 4 hours. That yellow line is touching the purple line, right? And from my past experience, you do not want that 4-hour yellow window touching the red line, because it means it can go either direction. Like, you either want the yellow 4-hour window to be above it, the purple, or you want it to be below it. Even if it's touching like this, you see how I got my hands? Even if the yellow was like touching barely underneath of the purple line, that's a no-go. All right, so in this case, if you look, a lot of people saw, hey, it's going up, let's go for it. But the yellow line down there on the MACD is barely touching on top of it. That's not good. I mean, you need some space. You need at least a good 1/4 inch gap. I call it a 1/4 inch gap before I even want to get in that trade. And because it was riding, and it rode that way for a while. It just rode on top of it, parallel to it almost. And unfortunately, what happened was a lot of people stop loss got hit and they lost money. Now, if your stop loss was probably more than 30 something pips at, let me see, what time was this? At 7 in the morning, it did one quick spike. So let's say if you got in here right about here at 3 o'clock, right? And you went up a little bit. I think the most it went up was maybe 17, 18 pips, right? But then it came down the next hour, right? And then it finally came down over 30 something, almost close to 40 pips. If your stop loss was somewhere in that range, you lost your money. Then the next candle, you got the entry arrow telling you to go down. It went down a little bit. And then boom, right as the U.S. opened up at 7 o'clock, the U.S. made it do a quick spike, went up. That would have been about 25 pips from when we would originally got in. But if you got stopped out by that time, you lost your money. If your stop loss was more than 40, you would have been on the safe bet or safe side. Also depending on how high you made your take profit, or you would have got out. But right after that 7 o'clock spike, look at it. It all went down. So, make a long story short, if you pay attention to the green tomatoes, right, that purple line, that MACD, even though everything else lined up, from the green candle, the green parabolic, the trend slope, the RSI was above the 50, but the MACD is where the issue is at. And because the MACD, the yellow line, was not above it, and not only that, the orange line is letting you know that we're in a downtrend anyway. So to make a long story short, if we're in a downtrend, all those green candles were kind of a retracement. Because if you look the day before, this thing's been in a downtrend since Thursday, October 22nd at 3 in the morning. This thing just went down, 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 down. You know what y'all got hit with here? A retracement. It's just a quick retracement. Quick retracement, and then boom, it finally went down like it was going to. So I hope that video helps you out. So be on the lookout for that. So you really got to line up these three things. So even though you got your green early entry arrow, you got your green parabolic SAR, your green trend slope is telling you to go up, your RSI is showing you it's above the 50, you've got to pay attention to the MACD. If it's anywhere close to that purple line, stay away from it. As you see right here, right, when the candle turned red again, and you see where I got my crosshair, you see how the yellow line dropped down. Look how far down it dropped down. It's letting you know, man, we're in a downtrend. Like, we're going down. And that's right before, at 9 o'clock, before you got the red candle with the parabolic. So, you know, you could have caught a little bit off of that if you would have got in early. And look exactly where the yellow MACD is at, the 4 hour. And one other thing I noticed, anytime that the 4 hour is below the daily orange, if it's below it, that's a pretty good run for that time being. So, all right, I hope this helped you out. Be sure to look out for this. Hopefully you don't fall for that trap again. Great Britain USD. And listen, happy trading. If you like this setup, please make sure you hit the link in the description to purchase the Green Tomatoes by Cynthia Macy. Great program. I love it. Been using it for a little bit now, and it's done nothing but help me out but profit. It's not to say I haven't taken a loss here and there, because the reality of the fact is nobody's going to go 100%. That's just impossible, right? But if you can win more trades than you lose, and I like to shoot for like 85, 90%. If I can hit 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, which I've been doing so far consistently with their system, then hey, click the link down below, buy it, try it out, see what you think. All right, until next time, this is Sean Rico with Sean Rico Forex Trading. We're out.